Hey there, I'm Joe Carter. If you've ever popped the hood and thought, where do I even start? You're in good company. Around here, we take the mystery out of car repair, one fix at a time. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to sharpen your skills, there's something here for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're into learning without the headaches. All right, that's enough from me. Let's get into it.
Many car owners have heard such a term as compression, but what does it mean? After reading the article, you will learn what compression should be in the engine and how to measure it. And we will also tell you why it is important to measure it on a cold engine, what it affects, how it differs from the compression ratio, how it is used to determine the condition of the engine. What is compression? When the piston moves upward, it compresses the fuel-air mixture that fills the chamber. In order for combustion to be maximized, there must be sufficient pressure in the cylinders. This is compression. After all, the higher the pressure at the beginning of the stroke, the more exhaust gases press on the piston, forcing it to turn the crankshaft. If the compression of the engine is insufficient, the following happens: fuel burns inefficiently, causing the engine to lose power. Exhaust gases burst into the engine crankcase, oxidizing the oil. Burning gases burst through the gasket, piston rings or valves, damaging their surface and reducing pressure even further. A rotating connecting rod pushes the piston upward. Closed valves, the cylinder head gasket and piston rings prevent gases from leaking out of the combustion chamber, causing the pressure to rise. When the piston has almost reached top dead center, TDC, the fuel-air mixture ignites. As a result, the pressure in the combustion chamber increases dramatically and begins to seek an escape route, through the piston, connecting rod and crankshaft. Thus, the pressure in the combustion chamber turns into the rotation of the crankshaft. Compression determines how much of the products of combustion will push the piston, and how much will go into the cooling or lubrication systems to spoil the engine. What compression depends on the cylinder during compression combustion cycles is a closed system consisting of the piston rings, the cylinder walls, the cylinder head gasket, CCH, the valves. Most often the pressure drops due to worn or caked rings, where rings occur due to friction against the walls of the combustion chambers. Exceeding the temperature of the engine leads to an increase in the size of the rings when their lock ceases to cope with their duties. They leave scratches on the cylinders, destroying honing. Incorrect composition of the fuel-air mixture, malfunction of the ignition or fuel injection systems lead to the fact that the rings are covered with a layer of unburned resins, because of which they lose mobility and the lock stops working. The ring solidifies to its maximum size, because the lock is packed with resin, so it cannot shrink. During startup in a cold engine, the friction between the ring and the cylinder walls is too high, causing damage to them. Formation of carbon deposits and lacquer deposit, suboptimal fuel-air mixture composition, incorrectly set ignition timing or fuel injection angle and incorrect timing phases cause the fuel-air mixture to burn as it passes through the valves. This causes the lapped surface of the valves to burn and lose their tightness, resulting in a drop in pressure and then further increasing damage. In case of overheating, long driving at low speeds and higher gears, during a sharp start or long operation of the engine in the power mode, close to the maximum, the probability of burnout or breakdown of the cylinder head gasket increases. If the gasket damage has connected the cylinder and the oil or cooling channel, then glowing gases enter the corresponding system, sharply reduce the life of antifreeze or oil, and coolant and oil deteriorate the combustion of fuel in the cylinders. Engine compression and diagnostics. Checking engine compression, as well as some indirect signs, allows you to determine with high accuracy not only the damage to the motor, but also to determine what cause led to it. Measurement should be done on a cold engine, which will require a device called compressometer. This device is sold in any auto store. If the measurement shows a difference in compression in the cylinders of more than 0.5 atmosphere, it is necessary to replace the rings. If the measurement shows a 0.5 atmospheric drop in compression in all cylinders and the engine power drops, fuel consumption increases. or blue smoke from the chimney, the problem is in the rings and oil caps. If the measurement showed that the pressure is noticeably lower than it should be, the difference is more than 3 atmospheres, and there is blue or white smoke coming from the exhaust pipe, then the signaling of a punctured cylinder head gasket. If the compression drops below 6 atmospheres in one or more, not all, cylinders, the problem may be a burnt valve. If the measurement showed normal compression, and the exhaust pipe is dark, from barely noticeable blue to thick black smoke, as well as reduced engine power or increased fuel consumption, the problem is the improper operation of plugs, injectors or carburetor. When the oil level drops at the same time, the problem is damaged oil rings or caps. If you know what cause led to a drop in compression, you can get by with a small repair. According to the measurement results, the compression in all cylinders is the same and lower than it should be, then add 10 to 15 milliliters of engine oil to the cylinders. Increased compression indicates the need to replace the rings. How to measure compression? To measure, you will need a helper and a device called a compressometer. This device is available in various modifications. But the device operates on the same principle, it measures the pressure in the combustion chamber. Compression measurement is carried out only on a cold engine. Unscrew the spark plugs from the gasoline engine or glow plugs from the diesel engine and insert screw in the first cylinder compressometer. Ask a helper to be nearby to turn on the ignition and spin the starter on your command. The measurement time is 2 to 3 seconds. See how much the gauge showed and compare it with the required value. Then repeat the same operation on the other cylinders. The difference during compression measurement on a cold and hot engine reaches 2 to 5 atmospheres. Compression and compression ratio. Normal engine compression depends on the compression ratio. It is determined by the formula, compression ratio multiplied by 1.3. That is, for motors with compression ratio of 8 to 9, the compression should not be less than 11 atmospheres, from 10.4 to 11. 7. For motors with a compression ratio of 10 and above, normal compression should be at least 13 atmospheres. Normal diesel engine compression should be at least 26, which corresponds to a compression ratio of 20. If the compression on a cold engine is lower by more than 1 atmosphere, it is necessary to determine what fault caused it and eliminate it. Otherwise, the life of the motor will begin to decrease and soon more complex and expensive repairs will be required. Engine compression cylinder piston group scaling. In conclusion, selecting the right compression ratio for your engine is crucial for optimizing performance, efficiency, and longevity. A higher compression ratio can enhance power output and fuel efficiency, but it also requires careful consideration of fuel quality and engine design. Conversely, a lower compression ratio may provide more reliability and flexibility with fuel types. Ultimately, the ideal compression will depend on your specific engine type, intended use, and personal preferences. By understanding these factors, you can make an informed decision that best suits your needs and maximizes your engine's potential. Thank you for watching, and we hope this information helps you in your engine building journey.